Continuing with our studies in the seventh series of teachings which pertains to prayer, we will now move to the third lesson and discuss here the power of persistence. For our key passage, it can be found in Luke chapter 18, verses 1 to 8. Then Jesus told his disciples a parable to show them that they should always pray and not give up. He said, "In a certain town there was a judge who neither feared God nor cared what people thought. And there was a widow in that town who kept coming to him with the plea, 'Grant me justice against my adversary.' For some time he refused. But finally he said to himself, 'Even though I don't fear God or care what people think, yet because this widow keeps bothering me, I will see that she gets justice, so that she won't eventually come and attack me.' And the Lord said, 'Listen to what the unjust judge says. And will not God bring about justice for his chosen ones, who cry out to him day and night? Will he keep putting them off? I tell you, he will see that they get justice, and quickly. However, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth?'" Jesus told his disciples a parable with one clear purpose, that they should always pray and not give up. Luke 18 verse 1. In a world of instant gratification, persistent prayer teaches us the value of waiting, trusting, and pressing on. This parable of the persistent widow reveals how faith is not just believing once, but believing until the answer comes. Let's explore the qualities of persistent prayer and what it reveals about our God. Never give up, Luke 18 verse 1. Then Jesus told his disciples a parable to show them that they should always pray and not give up. Jesus sets the tone. Prayer must be continual and unrelenting. The phrase "not give up" suggests pressure to quit, doubt, or become spiritually fatigued. Persistent prayer is not about manipulating God, it's about developing endurance and showing faithfulness over time. Think of a seed buried in soil. It doesn't sprout overnight. Prayer works the same way. Growth happens in the unseen. Don't let delays convince you that God isn't listening. The greatest breakthroughs often come after seasons of spiritual silence. God is working even when we don't see results. Don't stop praying. The widow's boldness, Luke 18 verse 3. There was a widow who kept coming to him with the plea, "Grant me justice against my adversary." In Jesus' time, a widow was one of the most vulnerable in society. No power, no position, no protection. Yet this woman was not passive. She was bold, relentless, and audacious in her approach. She kept coming to a hardened judge, trusting that even he would eventually respond. How much more should we boldly approach our loving, just, and compassionate Father? Boldness in prayer comes from knowing who God is and who we are in Him. Hebrews 4 verse 16, "Let us then approach God's throne of grace with confidence." This leads us to the core lesson: God is not like the unjust judge. He is willing and ready to hear us. God hears persistent prayer, Luke 18 verse 7. Will not God bring about justice for His chosen ones, who cry out to Him day and night? Jesus draws a contrast, not a comparison, between the unjust judge and our righteous God. If even a corrupt man responds to persistence, how much more will our faithful God act on behalf of His people? God is not annoyed by your prayers. He's moved by them. He responds not just to needs, but to faith-filled persistence. Keep bringing your petitions before God. He hears, cares, and responds in perfect timing. Cry out to Him day and night. Your tears, groans, and whispered prayers are not in vain. But what about when God is silent? When we see no movement? Faith perseveres in silence, Luke 18 verse 8. However, when the Son of Man comes, will He find faith on the earth? Jesus ends with a convicting question: will we still believe even if we haven't yet received? True faith waits well. It trusts even when there's no answer, no sign, no open door. Faith that endures silence is the faith that pleases God the most. Hannah, 1 Samuel 1 verses 10 to 20, she prayed year after year for a child, weeping bitterly before the Lord. She wasn't heard instantly, but she kept coming. Her persistence paid off, and God gave her Samuel, a prophet who would impact a nation. Maybe you've been praying for healing, salvation for a loved one, a breakthrough in ministry. Don't give up. God is developing your character while He's preparing your answer. Persistent prayer isn't easy, but it's powerful. It's the kind of prayer that refuses to let go, the kind that knocks until the door opens, the kind that says, even if He delays, I still believe. Jesus asks, when the Son of Man comes, will He find faith on the earth? Let your answer be, yes, Lord. You will find it in me.